spend any time on Australia's remote outback backtracks, and Tvan is the camper that you'll see time and time again. This Australian designed, owned and manufactured camper has been a leader in its category for over 23 years. The Tvan Mark V Lightning combines the ingenuity of Tvan that we've come to know and love with some of Red Arc's most premier electrical componentry. I, for one, am really excited to take a closer look. I have to say, I get pretty nostalgic when I get around a Tvan. I enjoyed thousands of kilometres in outback travel in one of these campers back in the day when my daughter was a toddler. And I've got to say, it suited our family style of travelling like a glove. One of the real draw cards about the Tvan is the ease of setup. And we'll talk in a second about some of the modifications that have been made just recently. But in any event, with a Tvan, the easiest thing to do is you just lift the back and you can crawl in. And that was one of the things that was a real bonus when you're traveling large distances and you just need to pull over by the side of the road. Give yourself an extra 5 minutes and you can deploy the back canvas awning, and that provides plenty of space to put a couple of young kids. There's now a beautiful awning that comes over the kitchen space as well that provides that protection that you need for cooking and preparing, and that's probably a couple of minutes and the guys had that up.
You will not find a self-tapper in a Tvan. The quality is exceptional. Everywhere you think you could just quickly bang in a self-tapper, they've used things like nutserts. It goes beyond that though. They locally source everything they can. They're built in Melbourne. Even the canvas comes from Ballarat. It is a quality unit. The Tvan is also future focused with its quality. It is RVSA compliant already before it needs to be. I loved the mattress inside the Tvan, but there is not a lot of headroom when on the bed for a person of my size.
The Tvan was traditionally aimed towards couples and solo travellers, but now with the addition of a room that zips onto the driver's side of the camper trailer, that has changed. This family room means that you can now put the kids outside instead of inside on the floor.
One of the innovations that we saw this year at Camper Trailer of the Year was the innovative skyward rear door lifting mechanism. In the past, to enter into the Tvan, you would have to drop the hard floor and then lift the rear tail. And of course, that means your footprint when you're opening the camper is a little bit bigger. Now, if you want to, you can use the mechanism to lift the hard floor and the rear door together. Now that's really handy if you're just trying to pack the vehicle, if you're in Woolworths or if you're in your carport and you don't have that much space.
When you head out back, there are certain brands you see more of, and Tvan is definitely one of them. And it's because of that build quality, that reliability you get. We towed the Tvan with a short wheelbase Prado, a bit of a unicorn, but it was a great pairing. The short wheelbase of the Prado and the really short rear overhang of the Tvan made it really easy to maneuver in tight spaces.
The Tvan can have up to 360 watts of solar panels, as well as any portable panels that you add. And being gasless, this is critical because that runs the 2000 watt inverter and the 2000 watt Safery induction cooktop.
The model that we reviewed at Camper Trailer of the Year this year came in at an eye-watering $110,000. Now, in part, you can attribute some of that to the effects of COVID, labour shortage, increased production costs. But it's more to it than that. The Tvan Lightning is called Lightning for a reason. And that is because this particular model has been specced up with a whole bunch of really beautiful Red Arc electrical componentry. What I'm talking about here is you've got a 500 amp hour of lithium. You've got a 2000 watt inverter, and you've also got the latest Red Arc Rogue TVMS. And I guess some of that will certainly help to justify the outlay.
The Tvan is probably not the first camper you'd buy, but it could easily be the last. It's so well built.
The Tvan Track Trailer Lightning is exactly the sort of camper that I'd like to add to my fleet. And the reason is because I know that this camper can go to all sorts of places that other people can't. And they're the sorts of places that I really like. Whereas when my daughter was a toddler, it seemed that the track trailer had a lifespan that perhaps, it wouldn't adapt to my growing child. But I don't know that that's still the case, because with the added family annex that Tvan now provide, you know what? I think it could deal with people of all ages. and a family size groups that it's never really been able to cater for before. I know I for one would like to give it a go.